Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another night of NGS action. We are in week number 4 here. Tonight, we are going to be in Division C West, and we have a matchup between 210 Blechman Street and Can't Connect. No, is it Can't Connect Stuns or Can't Caterpick? I always mix these teams up. I believe it's Can't Connect Stuns. Let me double check for that real quick. It is. It will be Can't Connect Stuns, the Division C West team coming in here. Both these teams, we're going to go over and quick look at where we're in the standings real quick. I'm going to pull it up so you guys can have a little bit of uh, Oh, there we go. Sorry, I went to Division C East. I was like, "Where's my teams at?" There, they are here. We are at Can't Connect Stunts right now. They are sitting on 1 win with a domination, and it looks like, or potentially it looks like 2 wins. They are 4-6 right now with games won versus game lost. Meanwhile, 210 Blackman Street, they are 2-6 with one domination as well. It looks like somebody has forfeited. I believe Team Banshee forfeited from their vision, so everybody got to win. So both these teams looking to get a nice win here in their season, start moving themselves up the ladder in the standings right now. Can't Connect Stuns currently sitting in that 9 seed. 210 Blackman Street sitting in that 11 seed. But both teams have plenty of games left to play this season to get themselves up to the top. We are going to go and look to see where this is going to take us tonight. The side of, oh, they need me to make somebody captain. I cannot make somebody captain. Nope. Okay, there we go. I think they thought I was creating the map, but 210 Bleckman Street flipped the coin, called the coin toss, and Can't Connect Stuns won it. So they elected to go for first pick, letting 210 Bleckman Street lead our map selection choices. And 210 Bleckman Street, they banned out Dragonshire and Cursed Hollow. Can't Connect Stuns, they banned out Battlefield of Eternity and Towers of Doom. And so Bleckman Street decided to take us on our first map over to Infernal Shrines. That is where we'll be going in game number 1. I'm really excited about Infernal Shrine. I'm a little amped up right now too. My team just finished off playing. I wasn't able to participate due to work, but I got to watch the second half of the first game and the entire second game, and oh my, it was a lot of fun to be watching that and watching my team get that W there tonight. So shout out to the squad real quick for coming in with a big W tonight in Division E. Now that's aside. So I got to transition from bring all that energy that my heart was racing a million miles a minute just watching them play. And bring that into this Division C matchup tonight, which, we're going to Infernal Shrines, kind of one of those classic HOTS maps where you've got, a very strong objective where you can get a lot of wave clear champions and utilize their wave clear potential to help your team gain an advantage over the objective phase. Also interesting to see what's going to happen in the first 5 levels of these maps. Will teams elect to just stay away from trying to pick up that first champion and get some more map pressure? Because typically the first immortal isn't necessarily the strongest immortal, usually on the little bit of a weaker side. Both these teams are in the lobby. We're just waiting for readies to come out um, from both teams here. I'm trying to see if these two teams are getting ready. Sorry for the little bit of hesitancy where it looks like one of the teams is waiting on one of their last people. They're doing a little bit of talking to see what they're going to get. But when this map gets underway, I'll make sure we get over into the draft. But looking at what we could see potentially develop in these maps, we're going to see those offlaners sitting up in that top lane with the 4-man rotating between the bottom and that mid lane, trying to maintain control over those 3 objectives. Can't pickups there. And so, in the top lane, we usually see some scrappers, but also some heavier wave clears. So we could see like a Diva potentially coming out here. We could see other champions like a Malthael, a Zool potentially coming out, which will be able to provide just great potential over that objective. Meanwhile, in the tank game, pretty much every tank that's strong in the meta will potentially could make appearance on Infernal Shrines. Infernal Shrines really isn't one of those maps that this is not necessarily favoring one champion. There are definitely stronger champions like Mei, Diablo are typically the stronger champions we see. Johanna is a very, very popular pick just because you can delay the opposing team a little bit of an ability to get some auto attack damage to try and pick up those last few minions. But we'll see what these teams go for tonight. As far as bans, we're 4 weeks in now, so these teams have a little bit more research. We'll see if we start getting some more target bans rather than the meta bans. Meta bans being like the Chromie, the Zul'jin. We may see like Falstad starting to get banned due to the fact that his auto attack build just got buffed, and his W build. His W build still takes a little bit of time to scale up, so I'm not entirely sold on the W build quite yet. But the auto attack build definitely in a pretty good spot right now, especially with giving Falstad that boomerang early on and letting it be a permanent part of his kit. But Tychus is going to get the first ban. Tychus has kind of just risen to the tops of the meta over the last couple patches due to the fact that bruisers are just getting much stronger. And so with that tankiness comes tank shred, and Tychus has just risen up with them because he's the answer to that. But Tychus is going to get the ban out. Sonya, again, we talked about those off laners being able to provide a lot of pressure in the lane and get a lot of wave clear over the objective. Sonya is one of the best. This is probably one of Sonya's best maps, honestly. And then Uther and Chromie getting banned out. So now we're going more towards those meta bans with the Chromie and the Uther. So a couple of targeted bans for the meta, and then a couple of targeted bans just overall. And we do see Johanna being the first champion picked up here by the side of Can't Connect Stuns. Johanna is one of those strong early game and transitions well into the mid game champions. Does fall off later in the game, but she always has that blessed shield for pick potential. And then synergizes well with Cassia, but Blechman Street doing a good job at recognizing that, pick the Cassia up for themselves, taking the Cassia away from a possible synergy there, and pairing an ETC with it. Good combo there. ETC wanting to get in, get a power slide down, and set up Cassia for an easy target to jump in and burst down. So good synergy coming out from the tank. Auto attack damage. We'll see what mage they decide to pair with that kind of a combination and how they want to round it out, and see if the side of Can't Connect Stuns decide to draft a little bit of more interrupt. They do have a Johanna for Mosh interrupt, and Johanna's got a very nice kit in and of herself to interrupt Mosh potential, but they do pick up the Stukov as well. Stukov amazing at interrupting ETC. You can just press the E button and ETC is done. And then D.Va, like we mentioned earlier, D.Va is one of those strong offlaners that also provides a lot of zoning potential with her explosive mech and a lot of good wave clear for the objective. So D.Va gonna be a big pickup here for the side of Can't Connect Stuns. Again, this is one of D.Va's better maps as well. Just because of the amount of pressure she's allowed to provide around that objective. Kael'thas getting banned out by the side of 210 Blechman Street. Don't want to see the strong AoE mage, and it really is one of the bigger counters to their what it looks like they're drafting so far, due to the fact that Kael'thas typically does well into champions that bunch up, and Cassia typically wants to be near ETC to be able to provide maximum value. So good ban on the Kael'thas there. The side of Can't Connect Stuns waiting to the last possible second, deciding to ban out the Brightwing. Okay, I mean, they had already picked up their healer, and Brightwing can be one of those annoying champions into a D.Va. Being able to polymorph her close to when she's wanting to get out of her mech, and preventing the mech from being able to be utilized to explode. So Brightwing, and just the global presence Brightwing has as well. Brightwing's a pretty good healer right now. But 210 Blechman Street, they pick up the Rainer, so they're going that double auto attack damage build into a Johanna. Interesting choices there. And then Malfurion being picked up as the healer. Malfurion is going to be able to provide a lot of that lockdown potential onto the power slide target that ECC decides to pick off there. Tassadar and Vala being picked up by the side of Can't Connect Stuns. Tassadar going to be able to provide a lot of good team fight separation, being able to zone off the enemy team from each other with this well-placed wall around these objectives. Like if ETC power slides in, you can cut off the rest of the team from jumping in. And Vala is just overall really good auto attack damage. And then Illidan coming in as the final pickup for Blechman Street has drafted a ton of auto attack into a Johanna. So the Johanna is getting maximum value right now from that pick. It's going to be interesting to see how this does play out, because right now, I mean, just based off of the draft alone, looking at these drafts, I really like the draft that's come out of Can't Connect Stuns. They've got answers for, bare minimum, the Rainer and the Illidan, just in the Johanna alone. Johanna is going to be able to provide that pressure And she's really only going to have to peel because everybody on the side of 210 Blechman Street want to go forward. They want to jump in and get to the back line. And Johanna can just sit there, blind all the targets as they're jumping in, and then use her Blessed Shield just as peel potential. Stukov's going to be able to be there to swipe away the Illidan. And then as long as they get the lockdown on the Illidan, he should blow up no problem. So I really, really like the draft coming out of Can't Connect Stunts. Just because they draft well doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win. That's why we play the game. So here, without any further ado, let's get into game number 1 on the red side. Can't Connect Stuns. We got Slick Rub B-stepping on the Stukov, Matt Murad sitting on the Tassadar there, Wolf sitting on the Vala. We got Brainer sitting on the Johanna, and back here we've got the Mansky sitting on Diva. Meanwhile, on the side of 210 Blechman Street, we've got Blanchard sitting on the Malfurion, Astra sitting on the ETC, Denominator, I'm guessing that's Denominator, sitting on the Cassia, Dung Beetle sitting on the Rainer. In the bot lane, we got Loido? I don't know. Loido. On the Illidan there. In the mid lane, we're going to see a little bit of scrapping starting off. Rainer going for that, give him some pepper early. Veteran Markman, sorry, gonna be getting some of that damage up on that passive. Every 4th auto attack gonna get a stack there. Be able to provide a lot more damage as that ability starts to scale itself up. Illidan going for the increased damage and auto attackage with the Unending Hatred. He's going to continually, so we're seeing a lot of ramp up abilities coming out of 2 of the main DPS players from the side of 210 Blechman Street. They're setting up this little bit of a gank up on Diva. She's going to be able to just jet herself away and get to safety there. But the later this game goes, I mean, they will eventually be able to scale. Tassadar is getting a scaling auto attack build as well, which isn't going to be able to burn down the Illidan as quickly as they want, but Illidan getting rooted out here from the Condemn, and that is going to be first blood going over to Can't Connect Stuns. Nice way to rotate down and get that easy pick. I do see in the chat the main ski, so I'm not going to mess that one up anymore. The main ski, I believe I've casted them before and I have messed this guy's name up in the past, but it's the main ski. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I'm not going to screw that one up after seeing what was thrown down there. But we do see the side of Can't Connect Stuns getting this early bottom camp. Going to go ahead and continue to put pressure on these camps and get that macro game going for them in this early game, which is really going to just, you know, contribute to their overall plan of not letting it get super late, you know, trying to get as much of an advantage as they can in the early game. Johanna being aggressive, trying to scout out this camp, does have the vision. Malfurion should have seen her come in, but Malfurion acting like he did not see that come in. He's just kind of sitting there AFK auto attack minions. ETC is going to get caught out. Tassadar walling off a beautifully placed wall, so ETC couldn't run away to the north, had to go down to the south, and that is going to be another kill picked up by the side of Can't Connect Stuns there. Illidan did go over and pick up the camp over on the blue side there, so he did get an early camp pickup there, not trying to get it on a timer. The objective is in this mid lane, so sometimes we see teams just forego the timer through the fact that it's easy to rotate up here and kill this, but a couple other teams do like to get it on the timer. We do see the Can't Connect Stuns is electing to push with these 3 minion camps that they got instead of going to get their own camp, so we do see the burst going down on the Illidan and getting very low with the Malfurion. Vala being able to put down a lot of burst damage. ETC's in a very bad spot, isn't able to power slide himself away, started to channel it, didn't get it off, was only about, you know, quarter way through his slide and goes down. So nice, again, very aggressive pickup and a great start for Can't Connect Stuns. They're being super aggressive with these early game calls. They know they have the early game advantage due to the fact that Illidan is just not the strongest champion in the early game here, and Rainer is going for that stacking quest, so Rainer won't be able to provide a lot of the burst that he typically can provide in the early game, but Rainer is going to continue to vote all of those talents into that, to give him some pepper, that passive ability, and he's going to continue to bring that up. But ETC getting caught out here again, does get himself away this time. Illidan trying to jump in on the Vala, but Vala vaulting herself to safety. Malfurion is getting fairly low and very low on the mana pool as well. Meanwhile, Diva has just been solo farming this entire objective by herself. Illidan very, very low, and the Tassadar is just causing so much havoc for the Illidan. ETC getting very low, Vala trying to finish him off, but isn't able to, and has to get herself back into safety. But again, a lot of this early game pressure being put down by the side of Can't Connect Stuns. Really like what they've come out here with in the early game. I liked what came out of their draft, and anytime that anybody tries to jump in and get on this Tassadar or on this Vala, Johanna is there just to put down that blinding light on them, and they can't do anything. And she's pretty much committed. She did go for that Zealous Glare, increasing the blind duration by 3 seconds at that level 7. So that's going to be even longer that Illidan and Raynor are not going to be able to provide any damage with their auto attacks. And we do see this Frozen Punisher, which is one of the best Punishers in the game, go ahead and push in the mid lane. They're electing not to push with it too heavily yet. D.Va using the mech to kind of zone everybody off from hitting the Punisher right now while the rest of the team rotates in. They did go pick up their camp, got it a little late, so they sacrificed some of this pressure, but a nice wall coming in, the Punisher getting that assist there, but ETC able to power slide himself away. A nice route coming in on the Cassia by the Punisher. Punisher getting the assist there, hands down, and Illidan trying to jump in, but there goes the blinding light, and Illidan can't do anything. ETC getting there, Punisher getting a second assist. This Punisher is the MVP right now, getting so much value. Raynor not able to get any damage down. Illidan gonna go down, a third kill being picked up here. This Punisher's going all the way to the keep, and this is going to be some serious keep damage. That is a massive first Punisher coming in favor for Can't Connect Stuns, and look at the just amount of pressure they have already created here in this early game. They got that early fort. They got 3 picks around the Punisher's jumps there. That Punisher getting a massive assist. Give him some stats at the end of this game. But D.Va able to get up here into this top lane where everybody kind of had to respond to that Punisher, so D.Va is able to get down here and get some more pressure created with that minion camp, and that is another fort going down. Meanwhile, everybody's got to go answer that top, and the Can't Connect Stuns are like, we're just going to go to the bottom, and we're going to continue to just make this macro game an absolute nightmare. Look at this level, a 7-11. That's a 4-level lead 6 minutes into this game. That is absolutely insane. I don't want to say I've never seen that before, but it's very rare. This is absolutely insane that we have a 4-level lead coming out at 6 minutes. But Can't Connect Stuns, they're continuing to put down a lot of pressure. 6-0 in kills. We do see them trying to pick up with their team comp in, trying to pick up a camp, trying to get any experience that they can back onto the board here. And getting a successful camp pickup on their siege camp as well. Now gripping S5. I mean, the main way that we're going to see 210 Blechman Street get themselves back into this game is soak, play really passive around this keep. ETC's got to be very patient with his power slide. He's been getting caught out in this Tassadar. Like we said in the draft, Tassadar is just waiting for that ETC to slide in, and when he does, he just walls him off. But a nice wall on the Raynor. Blessed Shield popping out, and Raynor is going to explode. Vala taking some tower shots here, will go down, and that is a good play around the keep to get some of that comeback experience going their way. Almost a full level they were able to jump up there with this little bit of a play they were able to create, and now 10s are almost online for the side of 210 Blechman Street. Now they're going to look to respond, get their 10s online, and look, now ETC can start being a little more aggressive. Illidan can start being a little bit more aggressive. Cassia can start being more aggressive with that bouncing ball there. But 10s coming online. We got Hyperion coming out for the Raynor. We got Ball of Lightning coming out for the Cassia. We got Tranquility coming out for the Malfurion. We got the Hunt coming out for Illidan. Going to be able to create a lot of pressure in the off lanes and then just jump to a team fight when called in. And ETC still holding off, deciding if he wants to go with that Mosh. I believe at this point you're so far behind, you just go for that 100% or that Hail Mary play kind of deal. He did go for stage dive, so that's the better ultimate, I think, with the composition that has come out of the side of Can't Connect Stuns. But it's not, it's going to be harder to use that ultimate comeback. But here we go again. ETC trying to stage dive in to save his team, but already the Blessed Shield popped out and used on the Malfurion and Cassie, and that is 2 kills right away. Illidan trying to get in, do some damage to this Tassadar, but unfortunately he's not able to. ETC does go down. Illidan's just trying to do everything he can, but Tassadar just able to kite him away. Illidan now on the run, and that is 3 kills being picked up by the side of Can't Connect Stuns. D.Va, meanwhile, has just been in this top lane, and it's really hard when you get that far behind in the early game to just find some sort of a fight. And that's why I think just going for that 100, that big play is what we're kind of trying to see the side of 210 Blechman Street looking for. ETC just not able to get enough with that stage dive there. We'll see if they can still create some sort of delay around this objective, but we'll push in the bot lane. They can clear out this mid. They can clear out this top. Illidan's going to have to answer that D.Va and then come in when called to be able to provide some pressure, because you can't kill the D.Va right now. But this Punisher is going to be that mortar Punisher. It is going to be pushing in this bot lane. The rest of Connect Stuns going to go over, tap in the fountain, start to create some pressure in this bot lane. And we're going to continue to see, you know, the side of 210 Blechman Street. They're kind of up against the wall right now with just the amount. Look, it's still a 4-level lead. They were able to get that comeback experience. 13s aren't online, but if they are going to fight down to talent tier, 13 is where they need to do it. But they have to be careful. Malfurion does not want to get punished. ETC going in. They're just committing to an all-in play here, but the Punisher jumps over on ETC. That's another assist for the Punisher. The mech being thrown down just a zone. Cassia goes down as well. Raynor being popped in the back lane. They tried the play to get the flank. It was, you know, kind of one of those last-ditch efforts, and ultimately did not succeed. Malfurion getting jumped over by the Punisher. That's a 4th and a 5th pickup by the Punisher with the kill onto Illidan. These Punishers have just been doing so much damage to the enemy team here, and this looks like it may be a very early game 1 going over to the side of Can't Connect Stuns. Tassadar trying to do what ETC trying to do what he can to delay, but that will be GG's game number 1 going in favor of Can't Connect Stuns. Holy cow. That was a very strong performance coming out of Can't Connect Stuns there. You know, looking at the draft, that's kind of what I expected coming out of the game. Although not a 4-level lead at 6 minutes, I didn't expect that significant of a dominating victory in this game. 15-1 in kills. But you know, the draft, looking at the draft phase, you know, with the Johanna first pick, drafting 3 auto attackers into a Johanna is it's going to be a pretty rough time. You're just not going to be able to put out that damage until it gets super late and Raynor's able to scale. And Illidan has one of those weaker early games. So I didn't really favor the draft coming too much out of 210 Blechman Street. We'll see. You know, they get first pick or map pick, their choice. We'll see which one they decide to go with here. But they're looking like they will take a few minutes to think it over, figure out where they want to go. Kind of a rough game with those games. You kind of just got to shake it off, you know, be like, all right, that happened, didn't work out how we wanted it to. Let's just refocus and get back in. Looking over at the chat, yeah, we're seeing, oh, it looks like some people are saying that they've researched this team and maybe they're put into a too high of a division. I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't want to call it off a game. Again, I don't know much about these teams. I've casted Can't Connect Stuns before. I know they had a pretty good showing in the last game, so I was expecting them to have a pretty good, you know, performance. I haven't had the opportunity to cast 210 Blechman Street, and I haven't really looked at many of the players. Don't really recognize many of the names, but you know, that'd be unfortunate if they got put in a too higher division. But we'll see what they can do in this game too. I mean, sometimes, you know, you just, like I said, you got to kind of rub it off. You know, get knocked down, rub some dirt on it, and get back in there and see if you can do well in game 2. But I really. I like the aggressiveness that I saw coming out of Can't Connect Stuns in this game. They came out, they had a plan. You know, they were able to get that early rotation down on the Illidan, get that pick in the bot lane early on, which allowed them to completely have control over those camps in the bot lane right away. And with those control, you know, they're able to pick up the bot camp, pick up their own, and then they rotated over to the opposing team's camp, where it was ETC and Malfurion. And I thought they were scouted, but maybe not. So I guess maybe they weren't scouted out there in that camp takeover, and Tassadar put down just an absolutely amazing wall to block ETC's escape route, so ETC wasn't able to get himself away. And with that, you know, having those 3 camps right off the bat and being able to push the mid lane, they got most of that mid lane pressure created with those 3 camps very, very, very quickly, actually. And the Punisher kind of came in and just sneezed on it to finish it off there. but it looks like the side of 210 Blechman Street wanted to go with map pick again, and they are now going to be taking us to Tomb of the Spider Queen. So here we go. We're going to go to a smaller map than Infernal Shrines, but a very, very team fight heavy game. Team fight heavy map. So a lot of these the champions that I thought may have made an appearance on the Infernal Shrines now is definitely like one of the first ones that come to mind is looking at for this Diablo. Like this Diablo potential, maybe we'll see it banned out so it won't come in, but the Diablo potential is absolutely huge here. He does probably, like I say, one of his best maps ever. Like Diablo loves Tomb of the Spider Queen and can make so many plays with so many walls. I mean, we may see the Malfurion coming in. If I was the side of 210 Blechman, I mean, looking at what's going to be going on. Sorry, I got to get us over to this map screen so you guys don't see all the stuff that's going on in the lobby while we're setting up the lobby there. I thought I had hit my hotkey, but I guess I had missed it. Fat fingered happens every once in a while, but looking at these team fight compositions, if you're going to go with the aggressive triple, auto attack, you got to get rid of the Johanna. Like you can't have that because she is such a strong counter to that draft that the side of 210 Blechman Street decided to go with there. Illidan definitely a good, can be a good playmaking champion. But he's got to get to that spike. Getting to that level 16, 13 is where Illidan really starts to come online and be able to put down the damage that he wants to be able to. And unfortunately, they just fell into so far of a hole in the early game that Illidan was never really going to be a factor in that game at all because he was never going to get the chance to get to that power spike. And then, the Raynor going with the scaling Raynor build, which can absolutely work. It just takes time. So they were playing with a very, very late game comp against a Johanna who was able to counter their early game very, very well. And so it was just kind of this recipe for, it didn't seem like the draft necessarily worked out the way they wanted. So we'll see how they respond here in this game too. We've got all players in the lobby. We're just kind of waiting to see if these two teams are ready. I'll go look over in chat real quick. Still more talks about potential teams, are being too high a division. And that may entirely be possible. I have no idea. It's unfortunate if that's the case, but we'll see. Game 2 hype, absolutely. Captain John coming in here saying, hey, getting ready for game 2. Yeah, man, I'm excited for this game number 2. I'm always excited to be casting HOTS. I just wish I would be able to cast more, but I'm getting 4 in this week, so we're definitely ramping up the casting time. The game last night was absolutely amazing. If you guys want to go watch a very well played back and forth game or series, go watch the VOD from last night. It was another Division C matchup last night, C West. It was between, who was it between last night? I'm trying to remember. My days are starting to blend together, but it was just an absolute awesome map where everything was like one team was losing, then they came back, then the game 2 another team was losing and came back. It was just very back and forth. The first 2 games were like both like 30-minute games on I think it was Towers of Doom and Cursed Hollow. It was just a nutty series last night, so it was absolutely enjoyable to cast. It was almost 2 hours. But tonight, we'll see if we can get a game 3. We'll see how 210 Blechman decide to respond in this game 2. We do see very similar bans. The Diva getting banned out here in this game number 2. Gazlo getting banned out as well. So a couple change in bans from 210 Blechman Street. Meanwhile, Can't Connect Stuns, they're going with the same, pretty much the same bans here, getting rid of the Tychus and the Uther, and Johanna being first picked again. I can start casting your solo queues if you want. I would actually be really, really fun. I'm just your personal hype man casting all of your solo queue games. But we do see the Diablo being picked up here in game number 2. Lucio being the response from the support as well. Going to be able to give that Diablo a nice little speed boost to make him be able to set up some of these ganks through those that rotation in the mid and top lane. So I like the response, but Chromie left available due to the fact that they had to ban the Diva and Chromie being picked up. Chromie's going to be devastating. Diablo thankfully can rush his way through the sands, but then he's got to commit, and there's no getting back through those. Once you're through those sands, you're through those sands. You're not going back through them. So Chromie and Sonya being picked up as well. Sonya being one of those bans on the last game. The main ski picking up the Sonya. I'm so glad somebody told me how to say that. But if somebody can figure out, is it Iloy-do? Ilodo? Iloido? Loido? I don't know. Is it just two L's? Loido? We'll find out. But Malfurion getting the ban from 210 Blechman Street here. I thought the Malfurion was a solid pick in their last game, and he does fairly well on this map. They're electing to go with the Lucio, maybe give themselves a little more defense. The Johanna Blessed Shield engages were on point that last game, so maybe going with the high 5 to potentially give their team a little bit more unstoppable to prevent a lot of this engage potential coming out from the side of can't connect stuns. They definitely were connecting their stuns the last game. Holy moly. Looks like we got quite a few CCS fans too in the chat. I love it. I love when these organizations come out and support each other and have these big followings. I really like to see it when I see like PR Phoenix Rising and Regen. Like, I always love casting their games because I know they're going to have so many fans coming out and supporting them, and it's awesome to see. But Rainer and Phoenix being picked up by the side of 210 Blechman Street. So go in with the Rainer again. We'll see if he elects to go with the same build. Like I said, it could potentially work, but it's going to be tough with the Johanna there, and Phoenix being picked up as well. So again, double auto attack. Phoenix can build more into that magey, kind of uses spells to create some damage, but majority of his if he goes heavy into the Q build, but majority of damage is auto attack. The one thing I'm worried about is they don't have necessarily the best burst to follow up whatever target Diablo says, I want this target dead, yet Rainer will get that burst late, but Johanna, again, is the answer to these auto attacks, the Rainer and the Phoenix. They need some sort of heavy burst here as their last pickup, and Asmodan is the pick. Okay, so again, not the heavy burst, gonna have a lot of macro pressure. He will be able to get stacked up on a map like Tomb of the Spider Queen fairly quickly, so that is going in their advantage. He will be able to do well in these later game team fights when he gets stacked up. But again, we see a lot of ramp up potential paired with the Diablo coming out of 210 Blechman Street. Meanwhile, the Stukov and the Vala are, running back the Stukov, because why not? Stukov had a great game, and the Vala as well. So, again, I like the draft coming out of Can't Connect Stuns again. Purely because I just really loved what I saw out of that Johanna Stukov combo. Like, they seem to be on the same page in all these engages. And Vala played very aggressively and very well. But yeah, we'll see. The Phoenix, I'm a Phoenix connoisseur. I love Phoenix. He's such a fun champion. I literally could not wait once they announced that he was being released to play him. And I played him so much, and I love everything Phoenix's kit can do, and I love the playmaking potential on Phoenix. It's just, I don't necessarily think it's going to be the greatest pairing with the Rainer. But again, we'll see what happens in this game number 2. If you're a fan of CCS, give your shout-outs. I'm going to get these teams introduced. We got Slick Rub sitting on the Stukov. We got the main ski sitting on Sonya. We got Brainer doing the B-stepping yet again on the Johanna. We got Wolf sitting on the Vala, and we got Murad sitting on the Chromie. Meanwhile, give it up for 210 Blechman Street on the blue side. We got Loido, that's what I'm going to call him, on the Asmodan. Dung Beetle sitting on that Rainer. Slow Cheetah sitting on the Diablo Denominator on the Phoenix, and Astra sitting on the Lucio. And we do see Asmodan going for the Gluttony early on, and Rainer electing to go for the Exterminator, maybe going to try and pick up some camps, be in that bot lane, and get some more pressure on that bot siege camp. We do see a little bit of the sprays coming out. Chromie going for the Q build, going to take her a little bit to stack those Q builds up, and Asmodan already coming out, get some seriously good stacks. if he can keep that up, and like I said, if Asmodee rotates in this 4-man, there's no way he's not going to get himself stacked up fairly quickly here. But the entire 3-man from CCS rotating up. Rainer doing an excellent job on the Johanna, being aggressive, gets caught out by the Diablo here. Nice stun. Phoenix there, not going to land the Q, but is going to be able to provide some of that follow-up damage. Johanna getting fairly low, does pop the Iron Skin, and we do see Rainer electing to go into this matchup in the bot lane. Gonna try and put some pressure on the Sonya, get some of that camp. He's got to be very careful because Sonya is going for that seismic blow build, so she will be able to put the hurt down on Rainer if she's able to land her stun on him. Lands it on a minion instead, so Rainer just going to stay hidden inside those minions, force Sonya to kind of get really close and then be able to just knock her away with the penetrating shot and continue to just poke her from range, be kind of that annoying range. Oh, never mind. Sonya able to just get on and delete the Rainer in the bot lane, and I'm guessing what happened is she was actually, this time, did land the stun, and once she can jump on, she can just blow Rainer up in a second if Rainer's not able to play around his E. So we will see, if Rainer elects to stand there. I anticipate Phoenix, now that he's down there, is going to decide to be that matchup. Phoenix will have a much, much better time against the Sonya there. Going to be able to use his shield. His shield will give him just that natural sustain ability in that bot lane, as opposed to a Rainer. Meanwhile, Rainer going to get caught out by the Johanna here, trying to get himself away. Nice root coming down, or silence coming down from the Stukov, apologies. And, the Rainer able to get himself to safety with the speed boost of the Lucio there, but Asmodee not quite able to get himself the stacks yet. We'll continue to watch, keep track of that Asmodee stat tracker. I wish I had like some sort of way to put that on the screen, like Asmodee's passive stack. Let's see how that's continuing to grow. But the entire side of 210, they're going to come down, they're going to contest this. The objective already picked up, but can they get the follow-up kill on the Vala? It doesn't look like they're able to, and Phoenix and Rainer electing to just try and clear up that minion camp. Meanwhile, Johanna going to turn in. Look at how many gems that Johanna was sitting on. 23 gems. That's a nice juicy turn in there. Perk of being the tank, you want to be the front line on Tomb of the Spider Queen, but then you're the one that picks up all the gems, and so then you all of a sudden don't want to be the front line because you're sitting on 30 gems. You're like, oh man, I don't want to die with all these gems. So Johanna dumping the load onto the objective turn in there to make sure she can continue to be as aggressive as we saw her in those game 1 and here in game 2 as well. Sonya's sitting on 18 as well. But Johanna, again, she really likes being this aggressive, and this is what I love to see on maps like Tomb of the Spider Queen. Get a tank that's confident, being aggressive, and put them right in between these lanes and make it just a nightmare. You have to commit to getting this Johanna picked off here. But Rainer getting bullied around, Phoenix trying to teleport himself in to get some of that follow-up pressure on the Sonya, but not able to do so. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we've got the teams just kind of scrapping back and forth. Nobody's really picking anything up yet. Chromie's sitting on about 12 stacks right now. We do see turn-in potential coming online for both teams. The side of Can't Connect Stuns electing to go pick up their minion camp. Meanwhile, the side of 210 Blechman, they're turning in their first objective. If Diablo just turns this in, they'll only be 4 away from a potential end here, our first objective pickup here. But Lucio going to go in, trying to be that aggressive. Diablo charging into the Iron Skin, so thankfully Johanna will not get herself knocked back there. And Chromie putting down some serious pain onto that Lucio with the dragon, the W. And now we see with the camp pickup, the entire side of Can't Connect Suns, sorry, not 210. Can't Connect Suns are electing to get the turn in there. They do get a nice pick onto the Lucio with the Chromie. A nice pick right around when the objective is coming online. Raider's sitting fairly low, having to get himself away. And this is going to create a great siege. Ooh, Diablo does get the flip on the Johanna. Johanna's at a really rough spot here, not able to get herself away. Rainer's there for the follow-up damage. Was blinded. Will Johanna get away? Oh my gosh, Stukov coming in with the big burst heal there. And a nice counter kill onto the Rainer there from the Vala. So I thought Johanna was dead to rights there with the flip over the wall. The stun didn't quite connect, but with the Rainer, I thought they were going to be able to get that kill. Johanna landing a nice blind to be able to give herself a little bit more time there. Not going with the extended blind duration in this game due to the fact that there's only 2 auto attackers rather than 3. Gonna go with that punish, extra punish damage and slow potential if she's able to get that nice 4-man stun. But Diablo trying to be a little aggressive here. Vala being very aggressive in response, but thankfully she did not. It doesn't look like she landed any of that damage, either that or somebody else already had tank aggro of the tower there. Maybe Johanna had tank aggro. Have to go back and check it, but Vala not picking up the tank aggro there. Diablo gonna go and charge onto this Johanna here. The time stop is coming down on the Diablo, but Chromie just doesn't quite have the burst yet to be able to deal with it, but she's got the follow-up support. Johanna landing that double slow there, and that is what that talent brings, being able to get a massive increase in slow potential if she can hit it on those 2 targets. Blessed Shield being popped out, looks like defensively there, and electing to just kind of go back, try and turn in, unload some of these gems, and get ready for a potential another play. But we do see about a level and a half lead coming out here. Coming for the side of Can't Connect Stuns, having a pretty good start, not as dominating as the last game, but still in a very comfortable position with their early game pressure. It's just 2 very good early games coming out for the side of Can't Connect Stuns. We'll see if they're able to continue to transition this into a strong mid game with a Johanna Blessed Shield potential. Sonya going with lead this game too, so she's gonna just want to dive right onto that Raynor and Phoenix there, but the turn-in potential did come in for the side of 210 Blechman Street. They did get the gem turn-in, so they will be able to get some pressure back onto the side of... Ooh, Phoenix getting caught out here by Johanna. Interrupts the teleport with the condemned. Tony is putting the leap down for good measure, and that was what I would call a little bit overkill, but it secured the kill, so worth. And they're going to continue to delay pretty much any pressure. The entire Siege team is electing to siege the bottom lane. Stukov getting knocked back, but not getting stunned. It does not connect. Hyperion being launched, Army of the Dead being launched. It's just a full siege in this bot lane, but Stukov slapping him away and saying no can do here. Wall goes down. Now the rest of the team looking like they're going to try and pick up. Sonya actually getting stunned out. Nice pick out by the Diablo there. Asmodan is there to provide some of the follow-up damage, but now Johanna is in the backline. Lands a 4-man condemn. Doesn't land the punish, unfortunately. That would have finished the quest. She got the 4-man condemn, but she missed the punish onto all 4 members, only hitting 2. And so didn't get that quest finished. Rather unfortunate there. But she will... You know, a pretty good defense coming out of Can't Connect Stuns. Pretty much all real aggressive pressure was lost when the Phoenix went down, but this Asmodan getting caught out. Unstoppable is popped there, but a little late, and the Phoenix trying to get any sort of pressure he can, but he's getting really aggressive with his positioning. Will go down there. Unfortunately, they don't have very many slows on their team, built into their team, that the Purification Salvo won't get as much value unless he's able to slow him himself. And so that's another kill going over in favor of Can't Connect Stuns, who have a 7-0 in the kill count, and are, you know, have that 1 fort advantage. We'll see if they're able to continue. They will be the next ones to turn in here, picking up the camp, getting the turn in with the Sonya, and here comes objective number 2 for the side of Can't Connect Stuns. The entire side of 210 Blechman Street gonna try and defend this bot lane out. Definitely want to focus on the mid lane with the objective and the bruiser camp coming in. You don't want the 5-man pushing with that, so we'll see if they rotate up to deal with that. Right now they're trying to get this fast push into this Web Weaver and the bot. Gonna clear it out real quick. Sonya gonna go ahead and start to push with this Web Weaver and bruiser camp. The rest of the team gonna rotate up to be able to get some pressure on this top keep, and Sonya is here now to join them, wanting to create a little bit more boss pressure potential. Which is usually where we see a lot of the focus go on Tomb of the Spider Queen, is into that top lane. The mid lane is getting cleared out by the side of 210 Blechman Street. Meanwhile, the siege potential coming out in this top lane. When we were sitting about a half health, Chromie does actually get thrown over and knocked back. She does pop the stasis. Lucio getting stunned out by a Blessed Shield there, and Diablo going down as well. 2 kills coming out, but Purification Salvo landing onto all 4 members of the side of Can't Connect Stuns. The damage just wasn't quite there to be able to finish him off. Diablo is back due to the souls. Hyperion will zone everybody off, and that will be all she wrote for this second objective there. So good. It looked like they were going to be able to catch that Chromie out. Diablo got a nice flip into a stun into the wall, but nobody was able to really get onto the Chromie. All kind of bundled up around the unstable Chromie, and Johanna's like, okay, I'll just throw out Blessed Shield. And Vala had a nice, don't want to take away from the Vala play there, she had a nice Rain of Vengeance on top of the Blessed Shield there to be able to stack that CC and be able to get some of those kills, especially onto the Lucio. You do see this, look at this Johanna, she's sitting on 25 gems again. I mean, Johanna's just loaded up with gems. Oh man, great engage. Condemn coming out of here. Blessed Shield now being popped. That's already a dead Asmodan. Raynor being soon to follow. Phoenix will go down as well, dropping 28 gems on the Phoenix. Look at all the blue gems sitting there that are going to go to waste. That is another Web Weaver picked up there, and this is going to be a massive push. 4 kills to none. A huge push in the bot lane coming out for the side of Can't Connect Stuns. They are looking very, very good transitioning into this mid game, and we'll be able to get some serious keep pressure here on and potential top lane pressure as well. Looks like they're going to go ahead and finish sieging up. The ultimate popped by the Asmodan there. Sonya just spinning to win and clearing up all those minions. Diablo jumping in very deep onto the Chromie there. Popping the APOC, it does not connect. And then Lucio trying to use Sound Barrier just for a last-ditch effort. Diablo trying to get himself away. Nice silence to interrupt the Purification salvo. Did not want to miss that. Well played by the Stukov there. And that is a pickup by on the Diablo. That's another pickup onto the Raynor there. Sonya using Leap to get into the backline. Does not connect, but she's still chasing deep onto this Phoenix. Asmodan there trying to provide any peel he can, but these Web Weavers, I mean, top keeps down, mid keeps going down, bot keep that just went down, and this is going to be a triple keep Web Weaver phase. The core is getting very, very low, and the amount of pressure is just going to continue to stack up here. They may try and push for a game here. I don't know if they can with the short death timers here, but they're going to try. Darn if they do, darn if they don't. Sonya getting picked off by the Diablo there. Lucio sitting very, very low. Meanwhile, Asmodan just trying to get as many stacks as he can over that 200 mark, so he's going to be able to do damage. Raynor going to be able to put that penetrating shot down onto the Stukov, and the entire side of Can't Connect Stuns have to run due to the pickup on the Vala there. So, I mean, great macro play coming out again from Can't Connect Stuns. They have some pretty fantastic rotations. Getting some of these, picks and these team fights right around the objective, that was a massive 4-man pickup right when the objective was spawning, giving them free reign to get a lot of this map pressure. And a triple keep pickup on the 3rd objective is going to be really tough to come back from. It's not quite that 4-level lead. We're sitting at about a 2.5 level lead right now, but the camp picked up by the side 210 Blechman. If they can delay their 16s, they don't want to fight here. They want to make sure they escape, but Blessed Shield making sure that's not going to happen. Raynor getting absolutely popped. Phoenix getting left on and exploded. Lucio trying to get himself away. Looks like he will due to the APOC from Diablo, but that is 2 quick kills going over in this favor of Can't Connect Stuns. They have their 5-man. They have a siege lane in the bot, and they are looking like they want a core here. The Sonya trying to get in there on the Asmodan. The Asmodan will go down. Lucio popping the Sound Barrier, stun going down onto the Johanna. Diablo trying to give that last hurrah. Lucio will get exploded by the Chromie, and Stukov just slapping everybody away, being like, nah, let's just end this right here. This looks like it will be game number 2 and a quick 2-0 series coming out for the side of Can't Connect Stuns. Well played. I mean, not much more you can analyze in that kind of a series where Can't Connect Stuns, they came out on fire. I was looking at some of the chat as we were going through here with the somebody claiming, I got to go back and find it. Somebody claiming the scrim, they're taking credit for the scrims. There we go. Delta Sniper. I feel like we taught them well from our scrim Sunday. Giving a little nod to the scrim partners there. It's always fun getting those scrims and working on strategies with that. But yeah, GG's coming out well played. I mean, it was a pretty dominating victory. I probably won't end up doing an interview tonight. I typically do, but I typically don't want to when the games are a little one-sided, because there's just not much information you can gather from that. But this is my second game for Can't Connect Sun, so I was really excited to see them come out in this game number 2 and just have a very strong performance. I believe they ended up losing the first series I cast. It was a close series. This one, you could see the growth that they've made from that. I think it was in either week 1 or week 2 when I casted them to now. They played, I believe, Cool Cats and Kittens. That's right. They were playing Cool Cats and Kittens, and they had a very close series with them. And now they had a very, very strong, much stronger showing in this series, and look like they're more in sync, which I really like to see teams growing as the season goes on. So it's good to see them come out and get this victory here. But let me just go through what I've got lined up for the rest of the week. Sorry, I don't really have much more to analyze, and we can look at the talents real quick. But when it comes to these kinds of matches, there's not a lot to analyze other than saying can't connect Suns. They had a really well constructed plan. I definitely think that there's a lot to learn for Blechman Street on just the drafting phase alone. That Johanna first pick really puts a hamper down. They really didn't get any mage answer to the Johanna, which is typically what you want to see. Is you got to get a mage if you're going with you got a Johanna or at least the Tychus. Tychus was banned out in both games, so there is that. Well done banning out the Tychus and saying we're going to grab Johanna, so we're not super worried. Johanna can be a little more aggressive, but you'd like to see like a potential Malthael pickup or a Zul'jin or something that can, Zul'jin typically has a hard time stacking against Johanna, but something with that percent damage that can start to deal some damage later into the game. I just don't feel the answers that they had with the Phoenix Rainer Asmodan was enough, especially with poor Diablo. He's like, I really want this target dead. And they just didn't quite have the burst damage. But now I've got my calendar pulled up. Awesome. All right. So this was my series tonight on Tuesday. I've got nothing tomorrow, and I do not think I'm going to cast tomorrow. I casted last night, tonight, and I'm casting Thursday and Friday. So I'm going to take tomorrow night off, go have a date night with the wife who has probably like been like, dude, you keep casting, what's going on here? But she usually secretly sneaks in and watches a lot of these casts. So, super supportive wife. Gotta love it. So that is tomorrow, and then Thursday, finishing this off, I've got I think we're going up to Division A on Thursday. Yes. Thursday, we are going up to Division A, and I'm super excited about this matchup we've got sitting on Thursday. Where is it? Why is it was just pulled up and now it's not loading? Okay, there we go. Now it's pulled up. It's Division A West. We've got Lurk Patrol versus Maneval. I've been able to cast both of these teams, and I've been able to cast the teams that they played against as well. So I've Lurk Patrol, Nature's Cure, and Maneval. I've cast all three of them, and they've all three played each other. This is the last matchup between that like trifecta, and so I'm really excited because Lurk Patrol and Maneval both are really, really good, well coordinated teams. So I'm super excited. That'll be tomorrow night, or sorry, not tomorrow night, Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. 11:30 Eastern. So those of you on the East Coast, sorry, you'll probably already be in bed. But that's what I got going on Thursday night. And then Friday night, I am casting a Division D West matchup at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. And that's going to be TRSG Knights against the Core Bouncers. I got to cast the Core Bouncers quite a bit last season when they're in Division E, bumping up to Division D this season. So excited to see them go against a little bit tougher of opponents in Division D. Going to be exciting. Oh, thank you guys for all the follows tonight. Holy cow. I wasn't expecting that. We're one away from 100. Or, nope, we're two away from 100. Looking at the followers list. Wow. Thank you guys all for the support. I really appreciate it. I just love doing this. I enjoy it. If you enjoyed the cast night, you want to be able to watch a lot more casts. I'm casting all the time, so drop a follow. I make sure that my notification goes live so that you guys can know when we're getting into a series. But as far as the rest of the night, that's all I've got for tonight. You know my calendar coming up. Thank you all so much for coming in, enjoying. Congratulations to Can't Connect Suns on their 2-0 domination victory. And then I will catch you all on Thursday night for that Division A matchup. Have a fantastic night, everyone. Hopefully, I'll see you in the Nexus. If not, have a great night, and I'll see you around. Take care, all.